Hey everybody, what's happening? My name's Marley, founder and director of Camp Yes for Women. And I thought what would be really fun is to interview some past campers who have attended Camp Yes, to talk about a little bit about their experience and what it was like. So that way, if you are interested in coming to camp, you have a little bit more insight into someone who's already been there, who's already done it. So today I am chatting with the amazing Angie slash Stardust, which is the camp name, which will have a camp name as well. So we're just going to jam a little bit. I'm going to ask Angie some questions about her camp experience. Sound good, Angie?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Sweet. So what inspired you to come to Camp Yes?
Well, for me, I had been working on putting together a festival, and I knew that this camp was 2 weeks before this big event that I had been putting tons of hours and time into. And I had also been spending a lot, like months in front of a computer and on the phone and connecting with a lot of people through social media and everything, all these different ways that I was connecting with people, but I wasn't connecting with people as much as I would have liked to face to face. And I was really craving that. So I knew that I wanted that. I also knew that because I'd been sitting at a desk a lot and on the computer and on the phone, that I wanted to go be in nature. I always feel a lot more relaxed and recharged and peaceful and just sort of grounded when I'm out in nature. And it had been a little while since I'd been out in nature. And I wanted to go be alone. And even though I knew I was going to be with a lot of people, at the same time, I just sort of wanted to escape my environment for just 2 or 3 days to just recharge, because I know that when I do that, I always come back with a lot more energy and I have a lot more to give to my kids and my husband. And I wanted to be able to do that. But I also wanted to be able to come back for this event that I was putting on, recharged, so that I would have a lot more to give to the people that I was working with for the next 2 weeks before the festival. And I love the idea of playing and being in community with people. So all of it sounded exactly like what I needed. And it was really easy to tell myself all these stories about how I shouldn't go for the weekend and how, my family needed me and how I needed to stay and get some work done. And I needed emails to catch up on and all of this kind of stuff. But I knew that if I went away, it would be good for me.
Yeah. So, I think that you're addressing something that a lot of people probably feel. Can I take that time away from my work, from my family, and give myself that gift? And so you were able to do that.
Yeah.
And so what was your experience, or what was the result of you saying yes to coming to camp ultimately? Like, what did you get out of that experience? What did you come home with? What was that experience like for you?
Well, for one, it was exciting to know that I was going to Camp Yes for Women. And I had some ideas of what it might be, but I really didn't know what I was going into. So I think there was a lot of anticipation for the weekend, which is always kind of fun to have something to anticipate and look forward to. So that was exciting. It definitely took some planning on my part to make sure that, my kids were picked up from school that day, and that everything was going to be taken care of for the weekend, because my husband was going to be busy on Saturday. So making sure that there was a babysitter and all these different things. There was a lot of planning that went into it, but it was all good. I mean, I knew that everything was going to be fine if I stepped away for 2 or 3 days. And once I got there, it was way more than I expected. I mean, from the moment that I got there, there was this table of women, and they were smiling and high-fiving us and greeting us. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And they just immediately made you feel welcome. And as we drove into the camp, there were people greeting us and, telling us thanks for coming to camp and that they were excited to see us. And I didn't know anybody. So there was a little bit of fear of just like, okay, I have no idea who these people are, but I'm going to spend like 3 days with them. But everybody was, it just seemed like the people who were there wanted to be there, and they were really intentional with the way they were interacting with one another, and kind and fun and playful. And I got to go and set my backpack and bags next to my bunk bed in the cabin, which was really cute and fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like a kid again.
That's awesome.
And that was awesome because it has been years since I've been to camp, but I used to go to kids camps like all through elementary, junior high, and high school. And so to be back in that environment where you sort of felt like a kid again was amazing. And then the very next thing that we did after we dropped off our bags was go into this room. And there was like all this colorful fabric where we got to use markers and draw what our intention is for the weekend, what we wanted to get out of it. And then we had these lanyards and we had to make up our own names for the weekend. And so we weren't introducing, there you go. So we weren't introducing ourselves by our real names. We were introducing ourselves by our camp names. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so fun and playful and different. And by the end of the weekend, I didn't know anybody by their real name. I only knew their camp names, and I thought that was awesome. It just made everything a little bit lighter. And the weekend was amazing. It was fun. It was definitely very playful. I laughed a lot that weekend, which was good for me. I mean, laughing is so important to me. And sometimes you get into that like routine and work and family stuff, and you know, you go days without laughing, and to have like a whole weekend where you're laughing and connecting with people and playing and having fun. So I loved it. I mean, there's so much more I could say about the weekend, so I don't know how much more detail you want me to go into it, but I loved it. Just being in nature and everything. By the end of the weekend, I was totally recharged. I wasn't exhausted. I came back and told my girls and husband all about it, and I was excited, and they were excited for me that I had had this like awesome weekend. And I definitely came back like grounded, energized, happy, and just filled up. And I had a lot to give to people after that. So
yeah. So what I'm hearing you say too is like taking that time for yourself, although you felt like you were taking away from your family, like, oh, like not being able to spend time with your girls or spending time away from work, actually feeling more rested and rejuvenated to give more to your family, to your kids, to your husband, to your work, to the Kind Fest, to all of these things. And so having that time out, taking that pause, is really a gift to yourself, but also to the people around you.
Totally. And I learned that lesson a few years ago of that I can't continue to give to the people around me until I am filled up myself. And so this is something that I choose to practice. I choose to take time away. That means taking a couple days away from my kids and my husband so that I can go get recharged. And it might look like a girls' weekend away, or, you know, going to a conference for a weekend, or going to this camp, or whatever that might be, because I know that when I do that, I come back feeling like I have a lot more to give. And it's from a place of abundance rather than like a place of like, oh, I'm exhausted and feeling a little resentful.
Yeah. It's just like overflowing. It's like, okay, because I'm full, I'm filled up, and I can give from this place, like you said, of abundance versus scarcity or
totally
or have to, right? It's like I get to bring this energy back to everyone around me.
Yeah, totally.
I love
one more
that.
thing I want to say that really touched me was just how amazing women are when they're held in a space of support for a weekend. I just loved what women can do with each other when they're in a space like that. And just to see the connection and the community that was happening all weekend, and these women are just supporting one another and high-fiving and hugging and also giving each other space when we needed it, all of that kind of stuff. It was just such a beautiful experience to see women come together like that I don't see very often in my life. And I was really honored and grateful to have witnessed that and to be a part of it. I loved it. So I love what you're doing. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for being there. I have one final question for you. I know that a lot of people have said, I'm interested in coming to camp. Maybe they've clicked on the link, they've checked out the website, but they haven't signed up. They haven't registered. So what would you tell someone who's been thinking about or is considering coming to camp? What would you tell them? What would you want them to know? What advice would you give them, maybe?
I think that we are all going to have lots of little voices in our head that give us all the reasons why we shouldn't. And I think that's when we just practice not listening to the voice and listening to our heart and being courageous and saying yes to something that we probably know we really want, but there's like all these reasons why we shouldn't do it. So if people can practice listening to their heart and doing something that they really want and doing something for themselves, saying yes to themselves, and just, having the courage to do all the things that they need to do, like get a babysitter if they have kids, or, make the arrangements that they have to do, or leave their partner or their family, or, take some time off work or buy the plane ticket, like all of those things. I know it's a lot, but it's also so worth it. And it's a weekend that will stick with you forever. I mean, the women that I met that weekend were amazing. And we all were like, we want to see each other again. And we hope this happens like every quarter of the year. And it was just such a magical weekend, and it's something I'll never forget. So it's super worth it. And in February, I mean, the weather over here is dark and gloomy, freezing. And so to be able to go to California, like that would be such a gift.
Yeah.
I hope that they practice being courageous and saying yes to themselves.
I love that. Before we started recording, I was saying to Angie, I love this idea of, what if this was like the first yes to the rest of your life? And what would be possible? What would happen on the other side of that if you gave yourself that gift of time so that you can be filled up, so that you can give to the people around you, like you said, from a place of abundance.
Yeah.
And having an entire weekend of practice saying yes to you, yes to what you want, yes to what you need, yes to your dreams, yes to your goals, yes to life, and have fun doing it, right? Like sometimes this work, this like personal development work can feel heavy or can feel hard. And it's like, well, what if it could be fun and playful and joyful? So I just want to thank Stardust, Angie, for sharing her magic with us and sharing her perspective, insight, and experience coming to camp. Hopefully this helps you if you're considering or thinking about coming to camp. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to answer those. And we look forward to seeing you on the beach in February in San Diego. All right. Cheers. Peace.
Bye.